It takes about 7,250 staminas to 5-star one exclusive hero. And about 92% of you watching this video are not subscribed yet. That sucks. Hi everyone and welcome to this new channel. My name is NATOJI and today this is your Guardian Tale full guide, the best build for MAYREEL. We will review everything as usual up to the end for the F2P teams and also the mid to end game teams I'm using. Here as you can see, this is a community video. Thanks to all of you to participate. You voted for MK99. The video is out there. I will put the link in the description below. But a lot of you wanted also to see MAYREEL. So a shout out to all of you. Thanks again, especially to TazBunny to push me out. And if you want to help the channel, please feel free to join us, the community. Hit that bell, share it with your friend, destroy that like button. And now, let's go. So let's get started with the skill and start a quick review here. Number one, overall she has good HP and defense. It's reasonable. Most importantly, you must know she's a critical hit chance buffer 36%. And here for the special ability, if you have Barry in the party, she will increase her damage by 30% and the damage will be decreased by 30% on Barry. But the most important here, it's about the exclusive weapon. This is really the bread and butter. You must try to get it. On the critical hit, she increased the moving speed by 5% for 5 seconds and reduced the earth type resistance by 5%. This effect can overlap up to 4 times. So here you can get up to 20% each for your moving speed and also to reduce the earth type resistance of your opponent. And as you can see here for the exclusive weapon, it has 14% chance. So she come just alone, she will be already with 50% critical hit chance, meaning 1 chance out of 2 to deal a critical hit. But still, it's better in my experience to add up some critical hit chance in a kit, in a build, and we are going to talk about it. So first, for the cards here, as you can see, when you are early on in the game, double attack percent will do the job. But later on, I highly recommend you put some critical hit chance. It's just 6% more, but yeah, once again, the more crit chance you have, the better it is, especially in the arena in PvP, but also overall for PvE. You can, if you main her, you can get that movement speed, you can get that earth type resistance decrease. Now, something you can consider also, which I've been using, is to use once again a injury damage 100% negated. As mentioned in many videos, most of the meta heroes are using injury damage either on the normal attacks or either on the weapon skills. For the Merc, here, number one, you have the MAYREEL cushion. Actually, it has pretty good attack percent here, HP plus 3% and skill damage plus 35%. MAYREEL chain skill just deal a tremendous amount of damage. So this is actually my main to go most of the time. I really like it personally for entry level. If you are not lucky like me in getting the best 3 stars, you have a poor luck on the world exploration, this is a pretty good option. After, I will go here for the Aoba Ice Mask. Once again, HP 9%, defense plus 3%, give you slightly more sustain, but the earth type attack plus 20%. After we move to the Nari cushion, here pretty good, attack plus 9%, defense plus 6%, and on it, extra range damage of 25% of DPS once every 2 seconds. And once again, here finally, the sample statue of bravery. So here you have attack plus 12%, and it increased the damage by 20% to enemies with HP more than or equal to 40%. This is pretty good in Colosseum for MAYREEL. Why? Because MAYREEL, unfortunately, the AI in the Colosseum is pretty dumb. She tends to go immediately jump into back lines. This is something I hope they can fix. However, my meaning here is she does not survive long in a team. Most of the time, she will be the first one to get killed. So you want her to deal as much damage as you can. That's why the sample statue can be pretty efficient in a Colosseum, in my opinion. For the accessory, let's get started with the classic. I'm not introducing anymore. Gold pocket watch for the weapon skill regen speed here. It has 10. This is entry level. This is end game. If you are early on beginner, you can invest in that accessory. Most of the players, even at the end game, they are still using here in their teams. The gold pocket watch is fantastic. Very strong defense here, while you still have some skill damage plus 12% and attack plus 8%. Now the second one, I'm gonna jump quickly once again for all the range hero in the game. This is also an absolute must invest for early on beginners if you have a ranged hero, because this, we are still using it in endgame. This is the sharp shooter. You can get up to 10% of the critical hit chance once you limit break it. This is where it takes most of the value, because unfortunately this is a pure glass cannon with a poor defense pool and you do not have any weapon skill regen speed. So once again, this is more for a DPS type of team comp. After here, once again, a short mention about the amethyst earring. Perfect for that PvP arena and also Colosseum, because you can get in the sub option that injury damage 50% negated. It has also some good attack percent value and you have some critical hit chance of 3%. Now I would like to mention, of course, the wood fairy ring, which is decent on the defense but not too high. It has some earth type attack plus 10%. So here it's for the elemental attack, and here you can get up to 3 abilities granted, which is defense decrease 50% negated. This is actually pretty good in the Colosseum because Ogma can decrease the defense, but also Nari can decrease the defense on normal attack. So this is actually pretty nice for PvP. It has also some HP plus 12% and weapon skill regen speed plus 6%, a good option. Now for the Legion accessories, there are few options. Number one here, it will be the Dark Magic Ring. It has some weapon skill regen speed plus 10%. You've got also some skill damage plus 15% and HP plus 10% in the sub option. So this is actually decent. It has a good 122 of depth. Here, special mention for the Love Brush. Here you can see pretty glass cannon. This is a full 88 of depth. But early on, if you have nothing else, it has critical hit chance 5%, weapon skill regen speed plus 10%. If you crack it up, you have HP plus 6% once you limit break it. But most importantly, you can get that skill damage plus 10% and HP plus 12%. And for the last Legion accessory, I will mention the Ring of Belief, because honestly, it has some good defense value. Very high defense value for the Legion accessories here. Overall, it has a little bit critical hit chance 2%. You have some attack 10%, skill damage plus 10%, and afterwards everything is good for the sustain. Now we come to the big boys, the epic accessories and the Earth Necklace. It has the highest defense in the game. Weapon skill regen speed plus 10%. Defense decrease 100% negated, which is perfect. And after, you can get also in the abilities sub option HP plus 10% and attack plus 10%. Now this is the farmable. This is a mirror rift. So this is quite tough. Mid-game, end-game, you must be able to start and unlock the mirror rift in order to be able to farm the shards, get lucky on the drops, or buy some piece with your shards you earn during your runs. So here, pretty good Earth type attack plus 15%, pretty good defense. Overall, you limit break it, defense plus 7%. Of course, this is one of the key choice for any player, because once you are able to unlock the mirror rift, you can farm it and limit break it. You are not dependent from pulling, summon, spending gems. It's just about using your stamina in there and try to get, of course, the best ability granted. Here you can get HP 12%, defense 10%, skill damage plus 20%, and weapon skill regen speed plus 12%. So here, a really fantastic option for MAYREEL. And finally, I will do a quick mention for the Minotaur's necklace. Once again, it's glass cannon, but you have critical hit chance 5%. This has been buffed. It was 2% before they pump it up. And you have some nice, one of the best offensive stats you can get. Skill damage plus 15%, weapon skill regen speed plus 10%, HP 10%, defense 10%. If you limit break it, it will take you a lot of time because you can buy it with your battle medals. So it's a very long way and it shouldn't be a priority to limit break it, but still you can get normal attack plus 5%, but most importantly in the sub option you can get earth type attack plus 18%. Overall, early on in the game, if you are beginner, I will recommend you to go for some sustain with the gold pocket watch rather than to go straight fully for pure DPS, because yeah, you won't be, fully build awakening stones. If you're on your way to grinder, this will be fantastic for the damage, but if you take few shots, you will get wrecked. And same later on, I really love this, the mirror necklace. Here it's really perfect if you want her, even in arena or in PvP, you need to shorten a cooldown here for the weapon skill regen speed, because after 2 weapon skill, she can really trigger that chain skin and deal tons of damage. So this is really key to me. And also, a quick mention, the Minotaur's necklace, once again, a pretty good offensive option while you keep having some weapon skill regen speed plus 10%. Now it's time for some review for your F2P beginner mid-game player team comps here. And we are going to start with a mono red team F2P friendly here. So as you can see, we have MAYREEL. After I recommend Coco, because for the mono reds means you are going to fight a water boss. So here it makes sense, there won't be any disadvantage regarding the element. She is also fantastic because she decreases on the normal attack. She will decrease the defense of the boss, and she has some party skill attack percent, which is very beneficial for MAYREEL. After, I highly recommend Aoba. She's just so great. She will give you some heal, very good healer. After Mia, she's the best to me, to be honest with you. Here, the earth attack, so very helpful in the team and will boost up the damage of the MAYREEL. And here you have Marianne also, and if you have the weapon, same, she boosts up the earth attack. This team deals a ton of damage as a F2P for your red. Now you can switch whatever you want. Also, you can go for Gremory, for example. Here, Gremory, very easy because it has a neutral chain skill, so you can replace Marianne with it. Is also more of a long-term end game investment for the reds. It's a pretty good unit, Gremory. Once again, she decreased, here as you can see, the defense of the boss by 20% on the normal attack, while providing also skill attack percent. So a very good option. Next, let's talk about PvE first. So here as you can see, this is a pure Earth team, and the only change I made, I took out Coco, and you need, once again, as a beginner mid-game player, you need a tank. It's gonna be so helpful in your progression. So I always sell him every single time. This is Craig, the best F2P tank in the game, hands down. And in this team especially, it will shine so well. If you have also here the silence, his exclusive weapon, is just a delight. And also Craig, it's a very safe choice because he turned the opponent. He needs some HP plus 50%, so Aoba will help him to keep him here up to 50%, because as you can see very quickly here, for the special ability, it takes damage for party member with HP lower than 50% within 5 tiles, and it activated only when Craig's HP is higher than 50%. So it synergizes perfectly here with Aoba in this team. Now, if we speak about the Colosseum, this could be a team. This could really work early on in putting exactly that team here. Same chain skill rotation. This will work fantastically well. Now, if you want some diversity in terms of element, I propose you this one. You keep Craig because Craig is just that unkillable tank. It will help you so much in the Colosseum here to taunt the enemy, take the damage while your backline is doing some damage. And here I will suggest Coco because once again she decreases the defense on the normal attack. That's so precious. And just in case you have, let's say here, some basic element like Nari, or if you meet some other basic heroes early on in the Colosseum, she's just great because she reduced the weapon skill regen speed by 30%. She has stun. If you have a weapon, is just so great also, the Magiton. So actually she's pretty useful. And finally, if we speak here about the arena, I will just recommend really go with that team here. I mean, MAYREEL, you can go also as well with Craig. Craig, you can go first, take the boxes as much as you can. If you have the weapon skill, with 2 weapon skill, he has a pretty low cooldown. It go pretty fast. You can surprise your opponent and deal some chain skill, which is reasonable, deal some damage. And you are just collecting the boxes in order to build up the damage when your Mayriel will come next to the map. After, you can pick here Coco if you want to. Coco is a pretty good also unit. She has some pretty good damage output. Her weapon is very fun to play. And yeah, the force, really, there are many options. It's totally up to you. You could bring also one, as you see, Zoe here, because Zoe can also come into the game and help you if there is some dark threat in the arena early on. Or you can adopt a range attack buffer like Rachel. She's water, so actually she could be pretty good if you deal with some lean, for example. But overall, you've seen the base. You can go Mayriel, Craig, Coco, Gremory, Raquel. It's totally up to what you have. Now let's speak about the mid and end game team composition, and let's start with the Reds. Here it's by far for the Earth Mono. I mean, this is a deadly one, fantastic damage output. This is Mayriel, Barry, Santaloo, and also Tina here. It's a full chain skill, it's a wonder, deal tons of damage. Or if you do not have Tina, you can go also, you can replace here, for example, put some Nari in there, some range attack, and someone will decrease, once again, the defense on the normal attack. It's very powerful. You can have also early on, if you are missing just one of those, put Gremory into it. She will do the job, and very easy because once again she has a neutral chain skill, so you can put her anywhere. And also at last, once again, you can put Coco if you want to, or you can put Raquel. All of those F2P units will work well in the team. Now let's speak about the Colosseum. As you have seen, my Santaloo is not built yet, so here otherwise I will just put, if I could, instead of Noxia for example, I will just add here bang Santaloo, and this is actually a pretty good team to work with. This is really, to me, this is one of the most optimal comp you can get. Once again, you get that Mayriel and Barry combo duo, pretty steady team here. But once again, I mean, master very easily with Noxia instead of Santaloo. Noxia is pretty strong because the ghost just also taunt the enemies, so that helps for the sustain of the team, to be honest with you. After here, you have one of the other option, which is, once again, without Santaloo, because I do not have her, but this work as well. You have Ogma, Barry, Mayriel, and also Tina. And finally, let's talk arena pretty quickly. So it's really depending the map here. So I was trying this week. It's okay, I'm in master, so I was pretty happy about it in the Shen City ring. So I was playing Future Princess, Future Knight, and Mayriel. And once again, my Mayriel, everything she has a critically chance weapon skill, regen speed accessory here. Here, I capitalize on the skill damage because with Future Knight, actually, the focus of that team is for Mayriel to trigger quickly 2 weapon skill, if I'm lucky enough, and get that chain skill and try to get rid of my opponent. So this is one of the options, works pretty well. And one of the team which I've been using as well, it's just to put Noxia, because Noxia is an absolute, is a great unit, and you can put her first because if you have even a Future Princess, you can win over Noxia with that team, because the Future Knight, you know, the weapon skill, once again 30% help tremendously Noxia to trigger 2 weapon skill and the chain skill, and you can, you know, do a great job. So it depends the map, but this is more or less what I like with Mayriel. It's really to try to bring the Future Knight as much as I can, just in order to get that 2 weapon chain skill and capitalize everything on it. And if I forgot anything, please feel free to share with the community in the comment section below. If you like that video, it has some value, please feel free to share it with your friend. Hit that like button and that bell if you did not yet. And as usual, I wish you all to be safe, to be well, and until the next, stay tuned.